Hello, and a very warm welcome back to my listeners. This is your host Sharmishta, back with a new story Fear. There are villages in India tucked far, far away from the signs of urban. Villages not accessible by rails or roads. And in these places, to date, occur strange events. Something not akin with reality. Something science would never accept. But the abstract, as they say, is real too, however unreal it may seem to a practical mind. One such village existed in the Nodia Jila called Mokshimpara. Dense jungles, dilapidated houses, bamboo groves, broken mosques, deserted cemeteries, and a few ponds all around. The inhabitants of Mokshimpara were laborers and farmers majorly. There is a fearful saying in the village: if somebody's death comes, as a herald, just before it, comes a bone-chilling cry from the jungles nearby. Where that call comes from, an animal call or a bird, no one knows. But a pall of gloom prevails upon the village, and each inhabitant has his heart in his mouth, fearing his being the victim. They say when this call comes, there is certain death for 3 in that year: 2 humans and 1 beast. But no one, to date, has ever tried to find out where the ominous call comes from. A year ago, the night Keshto Babu's daughter-in-law, after a fight with his wife, had walked for 4 kilometers and had put her head on the path of an oncoming train, that evening this spine-chilling cry had echoed through the village from the jungles. 3 months later, Janardhan Chakraborty's young son and his horse had been killed while they were returning to a village. The horse had struck a pole and the boy had been thrown off. Both had been killed instantly. What was surprising was the fact that the horse was extremely well trained and the boy was an excellent horse rider. That evening, while awaiting his son's arrival, Janardhan had heard the ominous cry and his blood had turned cold. I had heard about this village from my neighbor's daughter Ruma. I am a resident of one of the towns in Bardhaman. After her Part 2 college exams, Ruma had visited this village at her uncle's house. She had been there for a fortnight, and she had been very eager to hear that ominous cry once. She had even expressed so to her aunt. I have come to this village so many times, yet not even once have I heard that call, auntie. There is no need for you to hear that cry, Ruma. It's horrible. You don't know the fear we live in when we hear it. Ruma had 2 cousins, her uncle's sons, Nantu and Pintu. Nantu was 2 years her senior, and Pintu was younger. Nantu had finished his college education, was jobless at the moment, so he spent his time doing social service around the village. Her uncle was a rich farmer, so money and prosperity was never an issue. Ruma shared an excellent bond with Nantu, pulling each other's legs, various discussions with him, and Nantu doted on his sister. He was a tall, strapping boy with a heart of gold and spent the entire day roaming his village and adjoining ones on his bicycle, helping the villagers in every way possible. Nantu knew no fear. His mother would be worried sick when at times he would return late at night, cycling past the bamboo groves and the ponds. Ma, you are overreacting. Nothing will happen to me, he used to say. During one of her visits, Ruma had asked him about the cry. Have you heard that cry, Nantuda? Is it true that people die after that? Ruma, I don't believe in such stuff. If you are born, you have to die. Associating deaths with some ominous cry? No. Educated people don't think like that. You are simply avoiding the issue, Dada. Isn't it true that people here have heard that cry? Yes, it's true. I have heard it too. Nantu's tone sent a shiver down Ruma's spine. Oh, then it is true. Yes, it is. But don't bother. Enjoy your stay here, Ruma. You just said you had heard the cry too. Didn't you feel scared? Did you see anything after that? Ruma was expecting him to snap back, but Nantu smiled. Yes, I did. Once. Tell me about it. I will. But over a cup of tea. I'll be right back with the tea, Dada. What story will Nantu narrate to Ruma? Let's hear that when I return soon with the next episode. Till then,